Have you ever looked at someone else's life and felt behind? You see their success, their career, their body, their confidence, and suddenly you feel like you're not doing enough. You start asking yourself why you are not there yet, why they seem so successful while you are still trying, and whether you are moving too slowly. If you've ever felt this way, you are not alone. Today, I want to share a simple but powerful message. Don't compare yourself. Because comparison is one of the fastest ways to lose motivation, confidence, and joy. Comparison is natural. Our brains are designed to observe others. In the past, comparison helped humans survive. But today, comparison is everywhere. On social media, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, and even in daily conversations with friends. The problem is not comparison itself. The problem is who you compare yourself to and how you do it. You are comparing your behind the scenes with someone else's highlight moments, and that is never fair. When you compare yourself too much, you slowly lose confidence. You stop seeing your own progress and focus only on what you don't have. You also lose motivation. Instead of feeling inspired, you feel tired and discouraged. You start thinking, why even try? And over time, you lose gratitude. You forget how far you've already come. You forget the small wins that once made you proud. Comparison does not make you better, it makes you feel smaller. One of the biggest lies we believe is that we should be at the same level as others. But life does not work like that. Some people succeed early and struggle later. Some struggle early and succeed later. Some change careers at 30, 40, or even 50. Your timeline is not wrong, it is simply yours. Just because someone reached a goal faster does not mean you are failing. You are not late. You are learning. Instead of comparing yourself, try to understand others. Ask what skills they built over time. Ask what struggles they faced that you cannot see. Ask what sacrifices they made. When you understand, comparison turns into respect. It turns into learning. And most importantly, it turns into peace. There is only one comparison that truly matters. You today compared to you yesterday. Ask yourself if you are a little better than last month, if you learned something new, if you showed up even when it was hard. Progress does not have to be big, it just has to be real. Small steps count. Quiet progress counts. To compare less, you can start with simple habits. Limit social media if it makes you feel bad about yourself. Unfollow accounts that drain your confidence. Write your own goals, not society's goals, not other people's goals, your goals. Celebrate small wins. Finishing a task matters, learning something new matters. And most importantly, talk kindly to yourself. Speak to yourself the way you would speak to a close friend. Remember this: someone else's success does not reduce your value. Someone else's speed does not define your journey. You are not behind, you are becoming. Sometimes comparison comes quietly. It shows up when you are tired, when you are scrolling late at night, or when you feel unsure about your direction. You don't plan to compare, but suddenly you feel pressure to move faster, better, to prove yourself. And the more you compare, the louder that pressure becomes. You begin to rush your journey. You stop enjoying the process. You try to skip steps that are meant to teach you important lessons. But growth cannot be rushed. Some lessons only come with time, patience, and experience. When you rush, you may reach a goal, but you won't be ready to hold it. When you take your time, you build strength, confidence, and stability. It is also important to remember that many people you compare yourself to once felt exactly like you do now. They had doubts. They felt lost. They questioned themselves. You are not weak for feeling this way. You are human. Some days your only achievement will be getting through the day, and that is enough. You don't need to win every day. You just need to stay in the game. Life is not a race against others. It is a long journey of becoming the person you are meant to be. Every step you take, even the slow ones, is moving you forward. Every mistake you make is teaching you something valuable. Trust your pace, trust your process. There will be moments when you feel invisible, when your effort feels unnoticed. But quiet effort is still effort, and quiet progress is still progress. One day, you will look back and realize that the slow days, the difficult days, and the uncertain days shaped you the most. So breathe, slow down, and remind yourself that you are doing better than you think. You don't need to be someone else to succeed. You only need to be consistent with who you are becoming. Keep going. There will be moments when you feel like everyone else knows exactly what they are doing, while you are still figuring things out. In those moments, remember that clarity often comes after action, not before it. Many people look confident from the outside, but inside they are still learning, still adjusting, still unsure. Confidence is not the absence of doubt. It is the decision to move forward despite doubt. You don't have to have everything planned. You don't have to know the final destination. You only need to take the next small step. Comparison often makes you forget your own story. It makes you forget where you started and how much you've already overcome. Think about the version of you from a few years ago. That version would be proud of how far you've come. Even if progress feels slow, it is still progress. Even if your path looks different, it is still valid. Sometimes growth looks like resting. Sometimes it looks like saying no. Sometimes it looks like starting again. None of these mean you are failing. They mean you are listening to yourself. You are allowed to change your mind. You are allowed to change direction. You are allowed to outgrow old goals. Your journey does not need to make sense to anyone else. It only needs to make sense to you. When you stop comparing, you create space. Space to breathe. Space to think clearly. Space to hear your own voice. In that space, you begin to understand what you truly want, not what you feel pressured to want. And when you move from that place, your progress becomes calmer, more meaningful, and more sustainable. Some days will still be hard. Some days you will still doubt yourself. That does not mean you are going backwards. Growth is not a straight line. It moves forward, sideways, and sometimes feels like it's standing still. But as long as you are learning, reflecting, and showing up, you are moving in the right direction. Be patient with yourself. You are doing the best you can with what you know right now. And one day, without realizing it, you will wake up and notice that you are no longer comparing yourself the way you used to. You will feel more grounded, more confident, more at peace. And that is when you know you are truly growing. Keep trusting yourself. Keep choosing your own path. And keep going, one step at a time. There will be times when you feel pressure to catch up, as if life has a deadline that everyone else seems to understand except you. But life is not a checklist, and success is not something you complete at a certain age. You don't need to have everything figured out by now. You don't need to meet someone else's expectations to be worthy of your own respect. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is slow down and ask yourself what you truly need, not what looks good from the outside. Comparison often makes you chase goals that were never meant for you. Goals that look impressive, but leave you feeling empty once you reach them. When you stop comparing, you start choosing. You choose what matters. You choose what aligns with your values. You choose what feels right for your life. There is strength in choosing a quieter path. There is courage in choosing peace over pressure. You don't have to be the best. You don't have to be the fastest. You don't have to be seen by everyone. You only need to be honest with yourself. Some progress happens internally, where no one else can see it. Learning to trust yourself, learning to say no, learning to let go of things that no longer serve you. These changes may not look impressive, but they change everything. The more you focus on your own journey, the less noise you hear from the outside. The less you compare, the more present you become. And when you are present, you can finally appreciate where you are, instead of always wishing to be somewhere else. You are not missing out. You are building something in your own time. Your pace is not a weakness. It is a reflection of your depth. Some people move fast because they are running from something. Some move slowly because they are building something solid. Trust the version of you that keeps going, even when the path feels uncertain. You don't need permission to grow differently. You don't need approval to take your time. Your life is allowed to unfold naturally. And one day, when you look back, you will realize that not comparing yourself was one of the kindest decisions you ever made. Keep going. There will be days when you question your worth, not because you are failing, but because you are measuring yourself by the wrong standards. Standards that were never meant to define you. You might look at others and think they are happier, more successful, more confident. But you don't see their fears, their doubts, or the nights they questioned themselves. Everyone carries something heavy. Everyone is fighting a battle you cannot see. When you compare yourself, you forget that your life is shaped by different experiences, different responsibilities, different starting points. And that difference does not make you less, it makes you unique. You don't need to live louder to be meaningful. You don't need to move faster to be valuable. Sometimes, real strength is quiet. It is choosing to continue when no one is cheering. It is choosing to believe in yourself when doubt feels stronger than hope. You are allowed to take breaks. You are allowed to rest without feeling guilty. Rest is not falling behind. It is part of the journey. Comparison often tells you that you should be doing more, but sometimes doing less is exactly what you need to heal, to think, and to reconnect with yourself. Listen to your energy. Listen to your limits. They are not signs of weakness. They are signs of wisdom. You don't have to prove your progress to anyone. You don't owe the world an explanation for your pace. The only thing that matters is that you are moving forward in a way that feels honest and sustainable. Some chapters of your life are about growth. Some are about survival. Some are about rest. All of them are important. When you stop comparing, you start honoring each chapter for what it is. You begin to understand that success is not one moment. It is a collection of small choices made with patience and self-respect. And even on the days when you feel lost, you are still learning something about yourself. Trust that. Trust that every step, even the uncertain ones, is shaping you into someone stronger, calmer, and more grounded. You are not behind. You are exactly where you need to be to learn what comes next. Keep choosing yourself, keep choosing your path, and keep going, gently, at your own pace. As you continue on your journey, remember that becoming comfortable with yourself takes time. There is no deadline for self-acceptance. Some days you will feel confident and strong. Other days you may feel unsure and fragile. Both are part of being human. You don't need to erase comparison completely. You just need to stop letting it control how you see yourself. Each time you choose patience over pressure, each time you choose understanding over judgment, you are growing in ways that truly matter. Your life does not need to look impressive to be meaningful. It only needs to feel true to you. And if today all you can do is breathe, rest, and take one small step forward, that is enough. Be proud of yourself for staying, for trying, for continuing. Not everyone sees your effort, but it is real. Trust that your path is unfolding exactly as it should, quietly, naturally, in your own time. And that is more than enough. There is a gentle power in choosing to be present with your own life, in noticing where you are instead of constantly wishing to be somewhere else. When you stop comparing, you begin to see the small moments that once passed unnoticed. Moments of calm, moments of effort, moments where you kept going, even when it was difficult. These moments may not feel big, but they are the foundation of everything you are becoming. You don't need to rush toward the future to be worthy today. You don't need to prove that you are doing enough to deserve rest. Your existence alone is already enough. So when doubt returns, and it will, meet it with kindness instead of judgment. Remind yourself that growth is not always visible, but it is always happening. Stay with your journey, stay with your pace, stay with yourself. And little by little, you will find that comparison loses its power, and peace becomes something you carry within you. That peace is your home. And as this moment comes to a close, allow yourself to feel gratitude. Not for having everything figured out, but for still being here, still trying, still learning. You have carried yourself through days you once thought you couldn't survive. You have grown in ways you didn't notice at the time. There is no need to hurry. There is no one you need to catch up with. Your life is not falling behind. It is unfolding. So choose gentleness, choose patience, choose to walk your path without measuring it against someone else's. You are becoming, quietly and steadily, and that is enough. Keep going. So the next time you feel the urge to compare yourself, pause and remind yourself that you are on your own path, and that path is enough. Thank you for listening.